Good morning, everyone. Yes, you read that right. It's between 18 and 20 degrees outside. It's pretty cold. I'm glad that the wind stopped during the night at least, because that would have been better. It's about 5:30, also known as dark 30, and I'm getting ready to take off. I was going to start a little later today, like 6:30 or 7, but it's just too cold. I couldn't get back to sleep anymore. I don't know if you could see this out here, since the light is on the camera, but I almost don't even need my headlamp or the light on the camera. That moon is bright. Lights the path pretty good, but I'm taking off. I think I go down a little bit, and then I start climbing up Apple Orchard, which gets to 4,200 feet, I think it is, so it's going to be even colder up there, but it will warm up today. I think it's supposed to be up to like 50 or so, and I'm pretty high right now. I don't want to say pretty high, but for this area, 3,100 feet up is pretty high for what I've been seeing lately, so it's definitely colder here than it will be down below, but it'll get up to like 50 or 60 today, so I'm not worried about it. I just got to get the body moving and I'll be good. All right, let's do it. About a mile in right now. My body's starting to warm up, but my toes are still really cold. My fingers are somewhat cold, but I walked most of that mile with my poles underneath my arm and my hands and my puppy because they stayed nice and warm in there. Unfortunately, I had 2 sets of gloves. The ones that I wear here most of the time are my black, real thin, they're liners basically. But they're the most comfortable, and they normally keep my hands pretty warm unless it's really cold or windy. And then I had white, thick gloves that I'd wear. I only wore them twice, actually, up until now. But I set those back around Perrysburg because I was using them so little, and I knew that if it got cold, I could just get by with the liners. But this was actually a day I would have used that because it was so cold, and that wind has picked up a couple times on the walk so far. For the most part, it's nothing like yesterday. That wind, or the latter part of yesterday, the wind is cut way down. It was nowhere near as bad as I was sleeping as it was when I was first laying down last night. So that's good. And my hands are good now. I just had to think of a different way to keep them warm since I didn't have those thick gloves. Because, on the poles and that movement doesn't always keep them warm when it's this cold. It's like that 18 degrees, even if it's 5 mile per hour wind, that probably brings it down to 10 or 15 degrees, feels like. And going higher, it's going to be even colder till probably about 7 or 8 when it starts warming up for the day. But by then, I'll be heading back down or at a lower descent. So it's actually not bad at all right now that I'm warmed up. And like contemplating taking my puppy off because I'm starting to get a little sweat going on in there. But that's because I really burn quickly at the beginning of the day. It's almost like I'm racing up a mountain just because I want to get warmed up. But that sun is starting to light up the sky a little bit. Still probably an hour from sunrise. Might be on top of the mountain by then. Might have a good view. I don't really know. But it's going to be an epic day, a beautiful day, at least a 20-mile day. I might stop in a town after 20 miles just to get some more food, resupply. I'm out of coffee. I didn't get coffee this morning. I actually haven't even eaten yet. It was so cold. I was like, I'm just going to go, and I can hold off until it's, what am I saying? Until it's a little warmer, or I'm warmer. Oh my goodness, I totally lost my train of thought. But I don't normally do that as far as, I lose my train of thought a lot, but I don't normally just take off without eating. But this morning I wanted to, and I didn't have coffee to warm me up. The only thing I had was herbal tea but it's chamomile with melatonin in it. It's what I take before I go to bed. It's not exactly what I want first thing starting off in the morning. I don't need to relax. That's for sure. Just need to warm up. So I'll stop and get some coffee and some other snacks and foods, but it'll be a 20-mile day at least before I get there. So just depends when I get there. It's kind of cruisy after this first climb. Not a whole lot of elevation in that 20 miles. So there's a good chance I'll stop there and take advantage of a town being there where I can get a little resupply before going on, crossing the James River and getting closer to the Priest and Three Ridges. All right, continuing on. Standing at the summit of Apple Orchard Mountain. 4,200 feet of elevation. Haven't been this high for a while. Beautiful views behind me. Not quite as expansive as usual because of the trees, but they're still beautiful. And this tower looks kind of cool actually with the sun behind it. Be glad to go down though, it's quite chilly and windy up top. But Apple Orchard Mountain is in the bag. Missed it by that much. That last view, I just showed you of the valley and the mountains. I climbed up these rocks to get that view. off of the trail, and I come back down onto the trail, and I see this. So I guess I didn't need to climb those rocks after all. And it's a much better view here. Wow. Oh yeah, that's nice. It's like my own little stage up here. Beautiful. A little hazy. It might be from the smoke and the fire. I don't even know if the fire's out from the rain a couple days ago. But it's really cold right now. Actually, I think I smell a little smoke. Not much. Faintly. So it's really cold. That would normally make it really crystal clear. And it is pretty clear, but a little bit of haze. So I'm thinking that's probably from the air quality. Gorgeous views though, I'm telling you. So I finally was able to stop and get some food in me. Nothing special. Just downed a couple Pop-Tarts real quick. Full of vitamins and nutrients and sugar and chocolate. And as I was there, you know, had one glove off, had everything else on because it's still cold. I looked at my thermometer, and it's still 18 degrees. I've went about 8.5, 9 miles, and it's still 18 degrees. Jogger went by and said it's nicer on the other side of this mountain, so it'll probably warm up over there once I start going down again. But I still haven't really went below 3,500 since I got up to 3,500 earlier. Went down from 42 to 35, but that's about it. How cold is it, you ask? Let's put it this way. Both of my bottles of water are frozen. And that isn't easy to do because they move around as you walk. So it's harder for them to get frozen. In fact, it hasn't happened at all this year. And last year, through hiking only once, and that was in the blizzard at Roan Highlands. So it's rare that that happens. I don't know why it got so cold, because that is no part of any forecast I've seen. It was supposed to get down to 32. Obviously, that's going to be cooler up in the mountains or on summits. And I was up 3,100 feet. So I could totally see, you know, it being, 20s, mid-20s, 25, whatever. But that's ridiculous, 18 degrees. But whatever, I survived. I was warm all night. It's just getting started this morning. It was really cold. Check out these views. Yay! Sunshine and warmth. Woohoo! It's a whole 30 degrees now. Woohoo! Climbing up the next mountain now, about a mile from the summit. And you can see that this area has had a burn. This is probably the area that I have heard about for the last couple days. On the north side of Apple Orchard Mountain, like close to James River. I'm still 8 to 10 miles from James River, so I don't know if this goes all the way up to it or if that was just the best way to describe where it was, but apparently this was just last November. I've definitely seen a lot worse, but you never like to see it, but sometimes it's just what nature needs to do as well. So sometimes fires in the forest that happen naturally have to happen to kind of take away some of the fuel. Out west, it's a real problem, and man, the burns are quite a bit more severe than anything like this. So I have been told that this was more like a prescribed burn, the way the damage was done. I'm not saying it was a prescribed burn. I'm saying the damage that was done is more like what a prescribed burn would do. Because you can see there's a lot of trees that never got touched. And, still a good portion of vegetation as well. But like here, you could definitely see some damage done. I'm one of those weird ones, though, that find beauty in even this. Anything that nature does, anything that nature looks like, even when it's scarred or burnt, maybe not as beautiful, aesthetically pleasing. It's still beautiful to me. I love the look, and I know it will grow back because that's what it does. But as you can see, there's definitely some damage. At least there's some that didn't get damaged and still standing tall as the other parts grow back. Standing on the summit of High Cock Knob. Yesterday I seen a very pointy mountain in the distance and I wondered what it was. It looked like a pyramid. It looked like something out west. Well, I just found out what it was. It was this one. This summit is right there to right there. Very small. All socked in with trees. You can see the mountains and the valleys in between. It's a good little climb, nice and steep, but what goes up must come down. Now it's gonna be nice and steep going down. But for now, let's just celebrate the fact that High Cock Knob is in the bag. Let's just be real. I'm just really proud of myself that I didn't start laughing during that. Totally different terrain change here. All these white rocks went from being burnt section to white rocks. Quite a drastic change there. Looks cool. This is one of the few times in southern Appalachian mountains that you can see what you've been doing for the last several miles and summits. So over there is Apple Orchard. Sorry. This one here is Apple Orchard. Came up there, I came from over here, came up, came down, wrapped around this one, and then came up over to that one in the distance there. That's High Cock Knob. And then I go all the way down here, and then on the other side of this range right here, I wrapped all the way around there, came around on this side, and then came over here to where everything turned to white rocks, and then I've been coming up this mountain. That's pretty cool. You see that out west a lot. You could see the actual mountains you've been on and like the trails and you know, how you've wrapped around them, but you rarely see that here because of trees and the openings, but I think because of the fire damage, it's definitely given a few more openings to be able to see that. But that's what I've done doing for about the last 15 miles. So about 5 miles until I cross the James River, and there's a parking lot on the other side of the James River where a shuttle driver will be picking me up. I will be going into Glasgow, Virginia, and we do some resupply there. Like I said, I'm out of coffee. Pick up a couple breakfast things I couldn't get in, where was I? Delville. Because I didn't really go to anything except a gas station to resupply. And you can only get certain things there. I am going to need new fuel or another fuel can. I probably only have 1 or 2 uses left on the one I have. And I might be staying out this time until I get to Shenandoah. So I want to make sure I have enough to get by for those 4 or 5 days or 3 or 4 days, whatever it may be. And the coffee, of course. Couple sweet things, maybe some protein. I might change it up this time. Instead of getting peanut butter, get Nutella. I'm gonna need some more cheese too. I got plenty of salami for my salami and cheese. I might get tortillas this time. It's not something I get every time, just when I'm in the mood, and that's always good to have salami and cheese. And I guess if I get Nutella instead of peanut butter, it'll be Nutella instead of peanut butter with that sandwich, which probably sounds gross, but it sounds great to me. But anyway, gonna get some resupply there, get another fuel can. But there's also a little Italian restaurant in this place. It's like maybe 50 people in this town. It's probably more than that, but they don't have a whole lot of business. But this Italian place will actually let people camp there behind the restaurant. But I will not be doing that. Most likely I will end up just staying the night because I do have to upload some videos, so I might as well do that while I'm there. I'm going to be getting into town around 3 o'clock. It is 20-mile day plus, a little bit more than 20, less than 21 though, I believe. So it'll be not really a Nero, but just a town day, actually a town afternoon where I'm just resupplying and getting a nice hot meal, uploading my videos and heading back out early in the morning. The shuttle guys there basically only work on tip, I guess, because obviously they're taking you to their hostel. So it's a pretty nice hostel. I stayed in it last year. Does the trick, 3 or 4 like beds in a room, and I don't even know if anybody will be there this time of year because a lot of places I go, I'm the only one. So you never know. But that's the plan. Here in about 4 or 5 miles is get some food in me, get some resupply, get some fuel and coffee, the 2 biggies, and upload my videos, and get some sleep and hit the trail early in the morning, and we'll be heading towards the Priest and 3 Ridges, Coal Mountain being a big open mountain where you can get great sunrises if it's the right day, obviously. So looking forward to everything that's coming my way, just as much as I'm looking forward to 2 steps in front of me and where I'm standing right now. Turned out to be a really nice day. Probably about 45 or 50 right now. Probably going to warm up another 10 degrees or so. Obviously more so as I go down. Speaking of the James River, that's it wrapping around that mountain right there. Be going down there in about 2,200 feet of de-elevation. This view is so awesome. I wish these trees weren't here. Some of the best views around in the last few days. Just gorgeous, so much depth. Right down there where this goes down, that's basically what I'm going down right now, down to the James River to cross over on what is the longest footbridge on the AT. That is freaking awesome and beautiful right there. Gorgeous. Woo! Check out the length of this bridge.